Welcome back to the GG Over Easy podcast. It's your boy BlueWestlo here with the one and only Robbie_V. Today we talk about a lot of things. We have a pretty juicy Q&A today, so stick around for that. We talk about all of our favorite YouTubers from back in our childhood retiring. Very, very sad.
Yeah.
We talk about some of the updates to the Patreon. Rob has done a lot of work,
Yeah.
and it's team effort. But Rob's been really putting in a lot of time and effort to making this Patreon someplace that people want to come back to. So we got some big changes to the Patreon.
Also,
We talk
check out the
about
cuts in the intro. Whoa.
check out the
We're
cuts in
back
the
to having
intro.
cuts.
Whoa, production value. Whoa.
Yeah.
We get lost on a couple of other things. Rob takes some jabs at Elon Musk and his stupid Hyperloop. And overall, we just have a great time here on the GOV podcast. So if you like all that good shit, stick around.
Clinically proven to block odor all day and control odor up to 72 hours. How, you may ask? Unlike some deodorants that try and mask your odor with fragrance, Mando is formulated and powered by mandelic acid to stop odor before it starts. More like pre-odorant. I absolutely love how Mando makes me smell. It's baking soda free and paraben free. pH balance for safe use below the belt. Clinically proven to control odor better than shower with soap alone. 12 hours after shower, the man's average grundle odor was a 5 out of 10. With Mando, the average grundle odor is a 0 out of 10. That's the only time I love being a 0 out of 10. Mando starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like mini body wash or deodorant wipes, and free shipping. As a special offer for our listeners, new customers get $5 off a Mando starter pack with code GG at shopmando.com. That equates to 40% off your starter pack when you visit shopmando.com and use code GG. This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. There are lots of things coming up in 2024 that can take a lot out of a person. Things like worrying about taxes, a new year, working out, all those sorts of things can stress you out. There's no better way to tackle those challenges than with BetterHelp. BetterHelp will be in your corner teaching you all the things that you need to know to take on 2024. My time with BetterHelp, they were nothing but professional, awesome. I got to switch therapists if I didn't feel it. Everybody always obsesses around the New Year times. Don't take it on alone. Have BetterHelp in your corner to help you. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Celebrate the progress you've already made. Visit betterhelp.com/GG today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/GG. Thank you, BetterHelp, for sponsoring this episode of the GG Over Easy podcast. Hello, my fellow GG Over Easiers. To kick off this new ad read section, let's get some things cleared up right out the gate. FC Bayern is the best football club in the world. Vegito is the best fusion. Halo Reach is the best Halo game. And Ben 10 would kick Superman's butt. Now, time to change into my alter ego, Antia Max Win. Say it in the best Uwu voice. Axima Max Win! This episode of the GG Over Easy podcast is brought to you by our Patreon legends. Big shouts out to Green Pete and Halcyonics. And you may be saying, whoa, been a while since somebody has done that, and shouted out the GG Over Easy legends. That's because the GG Over Easy Patreon is making some changes. If you guys didn't know, we do have a GG Over Easy Patreon page. This, I think it was about like this whole week, I have been changing the Discord, changing some roles, adding some bots and all that kind of stuff. And also adding some free trials if you are interested in trying the GG Over Easy Patreon and supporting the boys. I don't think you guys understand the importance of the Patreon. Big shouts out to everybody that does support the Patreon. It helps us out immensely and keeps the podcast going full time. So the difference for everybody that does decide to support the Patreon makes a huge difference. So if you are one of those people that subscribes to the GG Over Easy Patreon, thank you so much, especially to the GG Over Easy legends Green Pete and Halcyonics. But with that being said, I think now would be a good time to tell you guys all the new things that are like that's coming to the GG Over Easy Patreon page. So for those that don't know, you can subscribe to the GG Over Easy Discord server for $5 a month. Basically, they're like the same as like a Twitch Prime sub or like a Twitch sub. And basically, you will get access to Friday uploads of the podcast. Other than today, basically every podcast is going to be recorded on Fridays now, Friday mornings, and I'll sit there and edit them and upload them to the podcast room. They'll be ad free. And all those sorts of things. Also, coming to the Patreon, or just coming to the podcast in general. When we first started the podcast, when we did it in person, I would edit the podcast and make sure there was like cool cuts and dynamic changes and all that kind of stuff. And as the COVID time started, that kind of like fell out of practice. So I'm gonna bring that back. We're gonna be working on having cool dynamic cuts. And having it be a little bit more stimulating to the eyes for the Patreon or for the podcast again. You will also be given access to live listen-ins when we record Friday mornings. I know Friday mornings is kind of tough for people to work out, but if you're not doing anything, we'll be there at a designated time every Friday, unless like something changes the day to day. But normally it should always be on that Friday. So yeah, that is what you can access for $5 a month. And then for $7 a month, you will get access to my regiment workout routines. Basically, I already did it yesterday, just kind of updating you guys on my fitness journey. You guys are updating me on your fitness journeys as well. Kind of just like a place where everybody can come talk about their workouts, talk about how they're going, if they're struggling, if anybody has any questions. Those sorts of things. I'm not going to be doing much of a fitness update on the podcast other than just me weighing myself at the end of every month. So if you want to get in the nitty gritty details of the things and how I'm trying to lose weight and what I'm doing to lose weight, you can subscribe to that little tier. And also, the higher tier you are, you get access to the lower tier type of stuff too. So say you're a GG Over Easy legend, that means you get access to all the other tiers. It's not like you have to subscribe to different kind of memberships and all that kind of stuff. Not changing. $10 a month, you get access to the Q&A, staple of the podcast. Basically, you can just ask any sort of question in there. But I will be doing a new routine where I do wipe the recording, that like Q&A room. So every week there'll just be a blank kind of Discord channel. Everybody can fill in their questions. We do all the questions. I'll delete all the questions. That way it's easier for me to keep track of what we're doing. This is the one I'm most excited for. For the price of a movie ticket, this is kind of a little pseudo podcast, if you will, with me and my stepbrother Mitch, aka my brother. It's called A Movie Club with Rob and his brother. My stepbrother is a really big movie buff. He actually used to run a podcast about movies called Teachers Talk Film, where him and one of his like coworkers would just break down movies that they're watching and all that kind of stuff. Now this podcast is going to be me and Mitch just breaking down movies and talking movies, which I think is going to be really, really fun and awesome. He's super into movies, and I think we have an awesome chemistry, and I think you guys will really like Mitch. And maybe this is going to be like a more open form kind of podcast. So if you are part of that movie club, you can talk with us, you can hang out with us, you can listen to the podcasts. But this will be like a podcast that is exclusive to the Patreon. So it'll only be uploaded on the Patreon and can only be accessed for the people that are subscribed to that tier. It won't be like on my YouTube channel. It won't be streamed anywhere else but the Patreon room. And we already have our first film picked out. So if you are in this or interested in it, there is a 7-day free trial. So you don't have to pay for the first week. If you don't like it, you could just like unsubscribe. But if you do enjoy it, you can resubscribe to it, and we'll be doing one every week of the month. And the first movie we are doing is a movie that I've never seen before, and I'm really excited to see it. And I've heard, okay, let's see if Blue can guess it. It's one of the people say it's the best zombie movie made.
Ooh. I feel like this one is fairly, as far as zombie movies goes, it's probably going to be 28 Weeks Later.
Close. What if I said it's a foreign film?
Oh, Train to Busan. Yep.
Yeah, that is what we're going to be
Whoop.
watching. I have
What a
never
banger.
seen it, and Mitch has never seen
Oh,
it
it's
as well.
amazing.
So we're going to watch it, break it down, and kind of just have fun with it. I think these podcasts will be around 30 to 45 minutes. And then at the end of those podcasts, we'll basically have a poll in the Discord channel where people can recommend movies, vote on movies, and tell us what movies to watch. So not only are we going to break down the film, we're also going to figure out as a collective what movie we are all watching. And I think
Also,
it'll
28
be
days later. I'm sorry. I can't believe I said 28 weeks later. I am sorry for the 28 days fans.
yeah, those are like, because isn't it like 28 days later is the first one and then 28 weeks later is the second one or something? I've never seen those either
And a
though.
lot of people do not like 28 weeks later.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So yeah,
Uh,
28 days later. My bad. Sorry.
so the next tier is the video recorded Q&A. So once a month, almost think of it as like calling in, if you will. Basically, you'll send me a video of your Q&A, basically stating your question. You can even talk about like what you like about the podcast and give us a shout out, that type of stuff. But basically putting kind of a face to the voice type of thing, maybe just a little bit more fun, a little bit more engaging questions. And I just think it'll be really cool. And then, of course, we have the GG over Easy Legend category, which I brought down from what used to be $150 a month to basically now it's $50 a month. And basically for that, you'll be thanked at the beginning of every podcast, like I did with Green Pete and Halcyonics, who are currently right now our GG over Easy Legends. I will also, you also get a VIP in our Twitch channels whenever we do decide to stream. All you have to do is provide me your Twitch handle, and you will get VIP perms in each of our chat rooms. So yeah, big shouts out to the GG over Easy Legend stands. You guys literally make the podcast go round. And this is probably the most fun one. I tried to figure out what kind of price to put it at because it is essentially an ad read, if you will. But basically, it's called the podcast ad read. Which you get everything included before those memberships. You will also be able to have Rob read an ad of your choosing. Obviously not a real ad or promoting something. I'll be able to look for those. This is just to try and make Rob read something weird or just have fun with him. And with that being said, I also forgot unknown source. Big shout out to you for being the first ad read, but you technically are still a GG over Easy Legend. So yeah, guys, if you want to check on over the Patreon page, we'll have links in the description below. The Patreon page helps us, stay a full-time podcast. It really helps us out a ton. We want to make it a more and fun, engaging place to be. There's a ton of people in the Discord already as well. So please, if you haven't already, checked out the Patreon podcast page. Links in the description below. It helps us a ton. Join the Discord, get involved. A lot of like-minded people, a lot of connections to be made. So yeah, big shouts out to the people that already do support the Patreon page because it helps out a ton. So with that being said, we'll get on over to our topics now. Now, here's a game that just got announced yesterday that, I don't know, it feels like one of those games that like did you might have played it with us, Blue? I don't remember. Smite recently just got an announcement that Smite 2 is coming out. And it's built in Unreal Engine 5. Did you ever play Smite, Blue? I remember we did a tournament a couple years ago now at this point. And it was a ton of fun. Did you ever get involved with Smite?
I saw a ton of people love Smite. I was not one of those people who loved Smite. And I also just never really like the third person game that always grabbed me like in the MOBA department was always Paragon, and obviously
Yeah.
not predecessor. So I knew Smite was always a little controversial because like the people who played it loved the concept and the game, but they always had like a lot of issues with like how how the devs handled it. So um I I'll probably give it a try because it looks cool, but I also I don't know. I guess the setting doesn't grab me like Paragon and predecessor does.
Yeah, I was gonna say I felt with like your predecessor type of thing that you would enjoy Smite.
I'll probably try it. I mean, it looks cool. A lot of people. I mean, it's obviously the most popular, third person MOBA. So
How many players does
probably
Smite
for a
2
good
get?
reason.
Smite
I don't think
player
it's that
count.
popular. It's popular, but it's not like you know, it's not like your average MOBA popular.
Okay, that is Smite X V Hojo. I don't know what that means. I mean, maybe
Oh,
that's the game.
Bishojo?
I guess that is the game.
Feed
S-
Bishojo?
yeah. So Smite right now, like I don't know if this is right, but yeah, maybe it is. So all-time peak. This sounds wrong. I thought the game was way more popular than this. All-time peak is 31K,
It's
but
not a it's a pretty niche game, and it's also on consoles, so you can't really get the whole.
okay, true. I did forget that it is like a console game. But their 24-hour peak though is 21,000, which is considerably like a good amount, I think, from their all-time peak of 31K. Like, obviously, some people are excited about it.
It's a pretty consistent game, and it's a lot of people. It's like it's kind of got like a little bit of a cult following when it comes to PC, and then on consoles, I think it's fairly popular. So, but yeah,
Yeah,
it's not like a massively super like culturally huge popular game, but it's a consistent player base that comes back and plays the game, and
yeah. I do think Smite has some of the best skins. I think we have talked about it in the past.
they
The
they
skins
do
and
make some bangers.
collaborations they do for that game, like Toph. I'm looking at Toph right now. I guess is in the game. I know Aang is in the game. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have skins. It's just an all around fun game, and I'm really excited for it. When we played Smite, I had a lot of fun. I thought it was really cool, and now that I know more about MOBAs, since like really getting into League of Legends and stuff like that, I'm really excited for Smite 2. Actually, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Clinically proven to block odor all day and control odor up to 72 hours. How, you may ask? Unlike some deodorants that try and mask your odor with fragrance, Mando is formulated and powered by mandelic acid to stop odor before it starts. More like pre-odorant. I absolutely love how Mando makes me smell. It's baking soda free and paraben free. pH balance for safe use below the belt. Clinically proven to control odor better than shower with soap alone. 12 hours after shower, the man's average grundle odor was a 5 out of 10. With Mando, the average grundle odor is a 0 out of 10. That's the only time I love being a 0 out of 10. Mando starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, like mini body wash or deodorant wipes, and free shipping. As a special offer for our listeners, new customers get $5 off a Mando starter pack with code GG at shopmando.com. That equates to 40% off your starter pack when you visit shopmando.com and use code GG. This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. There are lots of things coming up in 2024 that can take a lot out of a person. Things like worrying about taxes, a new year, working out, all those sorts of things can stress you out. There's no better way to tackle those challenges than with BetterHelp. BetterHelp will be in your corner teaching you all the things that you need to know to take on 2024. My time with BetterHelp, they were nothing but professional, awesome. I got to switch therapists if I didn't feel it. Everybody always obsesses around the New Year times. Don't take it on alone. Have BetterHelp in your corner to help you. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Celebrate the progress you've already made. Visit betterhelp.com/GG today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/GG. Thank you, BetterHelp, for sponsoring this episode of the GG Over Easy podcast. I did forget though that a lot of people on console play it. So there is a alpha playtest coming in spring 2024. And I'm hopefully, because Mr. Fruit, like Smite and shit, that we might, get some
He's got
playtime
the
in it.
hookups. He's got the
Yeah,
hookups.
he's
We
got the
don't.
hookups. So So yeah, Smite 2 will be releasing on PC, Steam Deck, Xbox Series X and S, and PlayStation 5 with full crossplay. And signups for the alpha playtest are live now. So yeah, I think it's going to be really cool. And I think, I mean, God, how long ago did Smite come out? I feel like Smite's been out for like
It's been out
10
for quite a
years
long
now.
time. Been quite a long time, and I think that's the main reason why they're updating it, is because the old Unreal Engine stuff is a little I mean, it's pretty outdated, and I think the devs even said like it'd be easier for them to obviously work on making the game for the newest Unreal Engine, but it would
Yeah.
also make it easier to continually update the game for the next 10 years or so, right? So it makes
Yeah.
sense for them, and it's pretty cool. I imagine that undertaking something like porting over an entire game into a new engine is incredibly taxing and takes a ton of time. So for them to choose
Yeah.
to do it, I mean, it makes obvious sense. The game's consistent. They know who they're gonna have going into Smite 2, unless they have a massive catastrophic failure of how the game fundamentally plays.
A la CS2. Just kidding. CS2 is
La
in an okay spot.
CS2,
No,
but
we're
we'll
okay.
see.
Or
It's
I would say more so Overwatch 2, actually.
See, that wasn't like a that wasn't like a full engine, port, you know what I mean? Like that's like that was just they flopped it hard.
I
Like
thought
that was just
did they not have a new engine for Overwatch 2? Maybe I was wrong.
maybe it was it was probably upgrades, but it's not a whole port.
True.
It's not a whole engine upgrade. Like it's not like a going from 4 to 5 of Unreal Engine type beat.
One of the things I do like that Smite is doing is that the original Smite will still continue to run as a standalone game. They're not like taking old Smite away. You know what I mean? You can still go
Yeah,
back and play it, I
exactly. That's why
guess.
there's a 2. That's why there's Spike 2.
Yeah. Well, these days, Blue, when you get a 2 behind a
Yeah,
thing, losing 1 for some
that's
reason
fair.
is like the newest thing. So big fan of Smite. Really excited for Smite 2 actually, and hopefully all the boys have fun with it. I know a lot of people within like Fruit Nation, Salt Nation, Booty Nation have all played Smite, because I remember we tried to play it one day on stream, but we kept running into some issues where we couldn't, and a lot of people were sad that we weren't able to play it. Now here's something, Blue, that's kind of sad. Now we're gonna get kind of on a serious note here. One of, I mean, he's not like one of my godfathers of YouTube because he was a
Yeah, I
little
know where you're
bit
going just
after
now.
my time. MatPat announces his retirement from YouTube. That being said, the Game Theorist channel will live on, but we are sad.
This
Go ahead.
one's tough because it's like seeing all like the people from your childhood slowly like retire from YouTube is pretty sobering. Because like a lot of people are just kind of like saying like, "Hey, I'm done."
Yeah,
Especially people from like back then, which I mean, at this point, all the people who are left from back then who are still doing it have created such like a long lasting legacy that like finally seeing them stop
yeah,
is crazy.
yeah. There's only like a couple YouTubers that I can think that are like that. Like Philip DeFranco is one that comes to mind. Who's the guy who's like, I'm in an elevator going up the Empire State Building. I'm in a jet going 1,000 miles an hour. He recently retired. He made really cool like science-y informational type
Oh yes.
videos.
Oh, I forgot his name, but yeah, he did all those like super sick ass like this video has blah 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 views.
Yeah, yeah,
And yeah, all those sick videos. I didn't like. I wasn't like super big on his content, but yeah, seeing him stop was also crazy.
yeah. It's just unfortunate. But like also like you said, kind of sobering. You know, what would you say, Blue, is the MatPat video series that you remember the most? That really like grabbed you, if you will.
Back in the day, it was definitely the game theory shit. Like, uh, um, for a lot of people now, it's like the FNAF lore,
Mm-hmm.
and like the theories behind that. I will say as time had gone on and like we start getting more and more people dedicated to like theories and like really uncovering things, I will say MatPat did get power crap pretty hard, so I did kind of fall out of love with his channel. Because when it came to like theories and lore, he did start getting a little sloppy and like inserting some of his own like ideas.
Yeah, like his own kind of creepy pastas, if you
His
will.
own, yeah, his own kind of, his own spin on it. It's like, bro, like this, what, like, this isn't accurate to my, to my video games. And so like, I mean, there's so many theory channels now because of MatPat.
Yeah.
But he's still a staple. And back then, like, like my nephew, huge FNAF enjoyer, and when he went to the FNAF movie, like they had that MatPat cameo, and he was like, "Holy fucking shit, it's fucking
It's my
MatPat!"
dad.
And I was like, "Whoa, didn't know it was that big of a deal." And it's just maybe I didn't enjoy his content like I do, but like it's still one of those things where
Yeah.
you know how important it is.
Yeah,
You know
I
how important that person is to like the overall canon of the YouTube lore history.
yeah. I wouldn't say there was a specific video series of his that I enjoyed. It was more so like bits and pieces, like where he'd break down like Fallout's poisoned brains or something like that, or would
Oh yeah.
I think he went through like Dreams the speedrun analysis and like broke down the odds and stuff like that. Like I really enjoy the videos where he goes down and like breaks down like the science between like Scrooge McDuck's wealth and stuff like that. Like just really weird, obscure stuff that like nobody would have really ever thought about like making a video on. Like he has Design for Addicts about Candy Crush. Like that's a video that I really liked back in the day. But like I just missed that Five Nights at Freddy train. Because it got to that point where he just started only uploading Five Nights at Freddy stuff. And that's where I kind of just like stopped watching because I never played Five Nights at Freddy's. But again, because it gets you like thinking and stuff like that. Like, at some point, like this ship will end. That is the Mr. Fruit Dream Team Extended Dream Team GG Over Easy podcast. And we've been doing it for like 8 years, so it kind of gets you thinking about like your own kind of retirement from content and stuff like that, and when and if that time will ever come, and how the people will receive it and all that kind of stuff. I always like think about Christian retiring and what that would mean for content and all those sorts of things. And it gets me worried. But if Christian ever did retire, or Dado or any of those guys that make content full time and really enjoy the YouTube aspect side of things, I'd be really sad, but also like happy for him. And that's kind of how I feel about MatPat. Like it's one of those godfathers of YouTube that finally looked at it and it was like, you know what, I'm done. Like I'm finally done. The channel accrued over 18 million subscribers in 13 years. I mean, there's so many like people that are like giving him shout outs and all that sorts of thing. And I'm trying to think of all the other like now the old guard on YouTube. Like it must be really like only like Philip DeFranco. Equals 3 doesn't make videos anymore. Ray William Johnson.
The Smosh homies have Against All Odds.
Yeah, I mean, but they like took a break though, right? Like they just recently like came back as Smosh, right?
Well, no. I mean, those
Oh, you're
Smosh
saying like they
has
still like did
continued
their own things throughout those years of that.
despite everything. They've like, because there's this whole stuff with Defy and how the company was wasn't theirs for a long time and was basically on ice. And then with Anthony Padilla leaving, and then Against All Odds, like they're back together and like they're like, yeah, we're having more fun doing this than we have had in like literally like 15 years. So
Yeah, I will say one of the channels I really like that I think is his is Film Theory. I think that's one of the channels I'm way more into, which will probably be affected by this. Because his film theories are awesome, and that's what I really like as well. But yeah, congratulations, MatPat, on retiring. And don't worry, guys, I'm only retiring in a month from now, so you guys still get a good month of videos left.
And that's about MatPat, not Rob. Calm down. The way you worded that was like, and I'm retiring. And I was like, whoa, Rob, dropping it on the GGZ podcast. Whoa.
Imagine. Imagine if like you could though. Like that's just like when I hear the word retirement, like I just like that's never happening. You know, I've just accepted that I probably
Oh,
never
nah.
retire in my entire
Nah,
life
my
ever.
ass is never retiring.
And you know, and that's not like I really enjoy like
Not
what
that
I
I,
do.
yeah,
Like
not that I
like
want to not
it's like
retire.
yeah, it's like well, I just don't really have a choice. Like I do enjoy what I do, don't get me wrong, but like I don't think it'll ever get to the point where
Millennials
I can
and any generation after that, we will be lucky to retire.
yeah, pretty much. Um pretty slow news this week in the gaming world. Is there anything else? Oh wait, how did FanFest go last week? Did anything get announced from FanFest that you're excited about with Final Fantasy, or was it pretty
Yeah,
much cut and dry?
so FanFest in Japan got released or got released. They held it. I would like to go on a mini rant here.
Oh, a
Me and the
Blue
BF
Westlo
went to
mini rant.
FanFest in United States of America, our
Yes.
great fantastic home, and I went there and I was like, damn, this is not cash money.
Uh,
This is not
oh,
the place I would go freak it. You know what I mean?
did not enjoy it.
It was okay. It was a solid 7 out of 10, if 6.5. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, cool. We got to do the battle challenge, like the Primals, which is like the band that makes all the music for that game. It's led
Mm-hmm.
by Soken,
Yeah.
who just won the best soundtrack for Final Fantasy 16.
Oh.
It was cool, but like it was one of those things where you go to the fan fest and you're like, damn, they really have us throwing like bean bags through a cardboard cutout and calling it an activity. You know what I mean? Like they had a bunch of dumb, smelly idiots who
Like
play this
ball pit.
stupid
Like
video game. Yeah, it was massively giving ball pit in a big ass open room. And
yeah.
so when EU FanFest rolled around a couple months after that, and I saw all the sick ass activities they had like fishing that was like actually really sick fishing. Like you would drop your line into like this really smoky little pit. They had axe throwing, they had
Axe
archery,
throwing.
they had bowling with like the big palm balls.
And this is in Japan, correct?
Well, this one was in EU.
Oh, this was in Europe.
And so I was like, dude, what the fuck? Where was that? Because me and the BF went together and it was great. But then I looked at EU and I was like, wow, what the fuck happened to NA? And then in Japan, they had it in the Tokyo Dome. They had JP FanFest in the Tokyo Dome. They put their entire FanFest Aussie into JP with these sick ass activities. They had basically a whole ass stadium to themselves to do these cool activities. And I'm like, what the fuck? What?
You guys easily
They
got the worst fan fest, is what you're saying.
we Japan was like this really sick professional, like a couple $1 million event where they
Yeah.
really were just like, we're going to put everything into this. EU, I would say the exact same thing. They put a lot into it and they wanted people to go and have a great time. It, NA Fan Fest was like, yeah, they had like some cool set pieces. The coolest thing we had was like the dance floor, which was sick. But like they had like a couple of interns go to the Home Depot and they're like, yeah, just like get a couple of like cool fucking activities for these stupid idiots to do. And it was like, damn man, like
Just set a
can we
cornhole over there in the corner for them. They'll enjoy that.
I paid $200 for this and I mean the
Was
concert
it
was
a
worth it.
2 day pass or like what
It was a it was
was?
a it was a 2-day pass.
Okay, and like you're
And
assuming with like 2 day passes, there's enough to do in those 2 days. Like
in
one
those
day I
two
can do all
days.
this, the next day I can do
Yep.
this. You know,
Yep.
like
And there was definitely not enough for 2 days, but we did get to go to the show on the second day, and that was very, very worth it.
did you guys
And
get like good announcements like for your
we got
like
sick
fan
announcements.
fest? Okay,
I was just that was just my rant. Like, damn, like, hey, Square Enix, maybe throw a little more energy into NA next time because man, did
are
I
you gonna go
feel
to
a
NA's
little
again?
bit cheated. I don't know if I'm going to the NA Fan Fest after like in 2 years from now if they put that
That
little
sort of
effort into it
effort,
again.
yeah.
Like if I go to the NA Fan Fest in 2 years from now and I get burned again, I'm like, nope, Nope, not doing that shit again. That being said, they did announce Pictomancer, which is basically a mage that has the power of bringing things to life through their drawings. And it's a
Okay.
really cool mage. Looks really sick. Before that, they showed off Viper, which was the dual wield Kirito looking weeb
Yeah.
job, which was sick. They showed off. Never before have I seen people so quickly go from a closeted furry to a full furry because they announced femroths. If you Google this, if you look up female Rothgars, a lot of
Uh-huh.
people realized that maybe they were furries when they saw this the new race that you can play as. And it was mostly stuff that we knew about, but it was the full extended trailer. We got the last job reveal, and it was just really cool. FanFest was dope. Good to see all the cool content coming out. I'm really excited for Dawn Trail. Dawn Trail is going to be awesome, I hope. And
Yeah.
we still don't have a date, which is the only thing that I was pretty disappointed about. I will say if they say summer, but the fact that you don't have a date yet means that I'm thinking it's probably not going to be till late summer. I'm thinking August, July type release date, which would
Okay.
be which would be better because I mean, as I was saying last time, if Dawn Trail releases at the same time as Final Shape, I'm like, damn, I'm not playing Final Shape for a while.
Um, Unfortunately, to move on to our next topic here, we are not done with gaming, the gaming industry and layoffs.
Holy, we are not.
This was actually one of the times where I was actually on Twitter when people at Twitch were finding out that there was a new article out saying they were having layoffs. So basically, the Twitch CEO came out and said they are planning on cutting 500 members. Twitch confirmed plans to cut about 35% of its staff on top of 400 layoffs last year. I believe the Twitch CEO on stream literally admitted to Twitch not being profitable still. He says, I'll be blunt. We aren't profitable at this point, Clancy said. Amazon has been extremely supportive of Twitch. Big thing for being sustainable over time is ensuring we don't lose money. That's a big part of my job because that's what's going to make sure that we can be here for the long term. Man, hearing stuff like that, dude, as somebody who predominantly only streams on Twitch, freaks me out. Because when I think of losing money, the biggest thing I think that the way Twitch dies is when they take Twitch Prime subs away. The day that Twitch Prime subs are taken away, I swear to God, I will stream on Kick. It doesn't do I want to stream on Kick? No. Well, I probably have no choice at that point to probably try and switch platforms and try and make some sort of community on Kick because, they actually seem to give some sorts of shit about a creator on there. But having it built on the back of fucking gambling and casino sucks ass. But at least, you can kind of make some sort of community over there. I understand that Twitch needs to make changes, but to have it come out in a Bloomberg article and literally one of my friends literally going two of them were basically what the fuck? I didn't know anything about this. Eventually, one of them sadly was laid off, and the other one thankfully still has a job today. But my heart goes out to those affected, man. Again, there has to be nothing worse than finding out you potentially losing your job in a fucking article on
Not
Twitter.
even from your employer. Your employer talking to journal. Geez, what am I looking? A news company about
Media
it is
outlet.
so disrespectful.
And it just shows what these big companies really think of their workforce and stuff. And I think again this comes down to 2020 and the COVID boom that the gaming industry saw and
100%.
whoa, this is what we can afford to use. It's always going to be like this, when in reality it was just I think maybe the only sort of space that saw any sort of growth during the COVID time.
So
Um,
many internet media companies and game companies thought, "Wow, like, people love this shit during COVID," and it's like, the reality is, so like, your growth is only because those people don't usually have the time to do that. Like,
yeah,
you are entertainment companies who think that everyone has the time to consume entertainment, like, you know, like the greater majority of the country has, and it's like the only reason you had these things is because they had no choice, and they needed some form of outlet to enjoy content that they didn't normally get, like, you know what normies love to do? Normies love to go to movies. Normies love to go out and get dinner like fucking Applebee's and Chili's. Normies love to, like, go out and, like, do, like, recreational shit. They love to go hiking. They love to go to the park. They love to go fucking, I don't know, go to orgies or some shit. I don't fucking know. But you can't do all that when you're in the middle of a pandemic. So all
yeah,
these online entertainment companies suddenly think, "Oh, wow, like we're really having it like people are gonna keep doing this
yeah,
shit." And it's like, no, like most people are once they have the opportunity to go out and do the things they want to do that it doesn't require them to be socially distanced and like be around people, they're gonna go back and do it. Like you're not just suddenly gonna have this infinite growth. And it's such a pitfall because so many of these fucking companies think it's like it's classic like sunk cost fucking phenomenon of capitalism where it's like, oh, like we're so successful, we got to double down on it. Like we got to keep this going, and it's like there's a reason why it's going right now, and
yeah,
it's literally nothing to do with what you have done. It had everything to do with the entire country is stuck indoors. What is the best form of entertainment when you can't go out? Wow, it's online streams. Wow, it's playing video games. Like, eh, come on, like CEOs are so out of touch with how the world works that they suddenly think that, man, like we really had a great year. Like we should pat ourselves in the back. It's like, no, thank COVID that has successfully managed to shoehorn like funnel a bunch of people into the thing that you want them into, but they're not there because of you. They're there because they don't have a choice in how they consume entertainment right now. They need something to stay sane while they stay indoors.
yeah.
Like it's just it's wild and ultimately
Do,
like really vile to me that
do do you
everything
think
is a
if
number to these people.
Do you think if Twitch somehow changed, like, not just like the partner cut and the affiliate cut, but like just made it like a singular thing, and let's say like 75/25, do you think people would be more inclined to subscribe to Twitch streamers, big or small, knowing that most of it is going towards, the streamer?
I mean,
And
yeah.
you may lose some of that cut that you had with the 50/50s and all that kind of stuff, but at that point more people are subscribing to those channels, so you are making what you wouldn't have made if you didn't make those sorts of partner cuts or affiliate cuts and stuff like that. I think
I
you'd see
mean,
a really big change.
you can't have a Twitch that's successful unless it's creator focused, right? And creator focused is like enabling more people to make a reasonable amount of money off of it
Yeah. Now,
to not
when you
necessarily
say
survive, but
now,
like at least have like a reasonable flow of money to be able to say, well, especially your part-time and full-time creators who actually continuously use this and your partners, like there needs to be a level of respect for the time they put into your platform because the only reason your platform is popular is because you have creators who are popular who keep people on that platform.
yeah.
Where are you going with that?
Well, when you say creator focus, we're not talking like the 1% of the creators, which I think Twitch has kind of lost over the kind of
Even
years.
then, they've lost that, right? Like,
Like, well, because like they would give these big splits to big ginormous
yeah,
creators,
these
and then
big contracts.
yeah, and that's kind of where I was leading to. Clancy insisted there is no risk in Twitch being like cut by Amazon. But they are insisting that the economics don't make sense. The cost of retaining those streamers would have been far more than the revenue generated from them. That is something we've been clear about, and we don't want to do that. So it looks like Twitch is trying to move away from,
which is
let's just,
good.
okay, this guy brings in a bunch of viewers every day. Let's just give him a shit ton of money.
Yeah,
And
which is absurd because all you're doing is like saying like it's literally throwing money at them to stay exclusive, and it's like, well, it would be a lot easier to stay exclusive if they had a reason to stay exclusive. Like, here's this really cool partner split. Um, like here's all these cool features you could do with your community, and like they are pushing the envelope on like what you could do as a streamer. But
yeah,
like if you don't like respect the time and money these people put in your platform, and like these people aren't like you don't salary these people, like you don't give them benefits.
yeah,
So, and you're already taking 50% from the vast majority of your content creators. Like I've never been able to even make like a part-time reasonable money on Twitch, right? Like whenever I stream, I only stream cuz I enjoy it. Like a new game comes out and I want to do it. There's literally no feasible chance, even in the times when like I streamed a lot, like where like I would stream like several like more days during the month than I didn't. I didn't make enough money to make like a reasonable part-time salary to justify doing that, right?
mm-hmm,
And so it's like, why would I put all this time into Twitch? Like, yeah, I have fun, but like I know I can't make sustainable money off of it despite
yeah,
being a partner, despite having hundreds of subs. Like it just doesn't make any sense when Twitch is already taking 50% of my money and then the government is taking another cut of that.
yep,
It's like I'm getting double taxed, which is fine if I were like a huge creator, but like
mm-hmm.
as a like for Twitch, like
It's
it's
not
like
sustainable.
this trickle down system that just has never worked, which they've seen a million times, obviously in the economy. Trickle down economics never fucking work. So it's like, oh well, like a rising tide like lifts all boats, and it's like, yeah, but you're not rising every tide. You're giving these big creator payouts to your biggest creators, and like
Yeah,
all your mid-range creators, like the average content creator that like has
yeah,
like the average successful content creator, which is already like the 1%, or not even
yeah,
that, the average content creator who's made it and has several hundred viewers a stream, or even more than 50 viewers a stream, that's already like the 1% of the 1%.
yeah.
Like that's the people who are already
Yeah.
99.9%
Like
above
I'll
everyone
say
else.
someone like me who has around like, normally if I'm like streaming like a lot and stuff like that, I'll have around like 700, 750 subs. Like that alone is already like 1%. And let me tell you, like I'm at like, I barely, like without the podcast and like other sorts of like content and stuff like that I do, there's like, it wouldn't be sustainable. Like it just wouldn't be. And that's like crazy to
Well,
say that like 700
and
people that like support me like is barely enough when I know there's so many other creators that are under that sort of threshold.
and Rob is saying that when Rob already has a bigger cut.
Yeah, pretty
So
much.
imagine like me and Fruit who don't have that bigger cut. Suddenly that 750 subs is not even close to cutting it.
No, no, not even.
So all your mid-range creators now who only make 50% off your subs, that's why nobody wants to spend money on subs, because so many people are just doing like Patreon now. So
Yep.
many people are just using outsourced subscription services.
Yep.
And it's like you don't encourage people to sub like during like the gift sub shit and like the reduced subs. Yeah, subs are out the fucking ass because people are like, oh wow, like my money's actually going toward this creator. And like outside of those months, they're like, damn, like wonder why like we don't get as many subs like that. It's like, well, no shit, Sherlock. You have so many people who like have alternative ways of funding themselves. Like we have GG Easy, right? GG Easy is single-handedly the reason why I haven't like immediately like I'm not immediately starting to run to like go get like a part-time or full-time graphic design job right now, right? Even though I probably should be at this point, but like it's that's like these alternative ways of like funding content creation are becoming the norm because companies like Twitch do not encourage you to have a reasonable
Yeah.
revenue flow, and it's all their fault because like they have it right there. You have subscriptions, but people are more and more transparent about it and are basically saying like, "Hey,
Yeah.
like I appreciate you guys' support. Like these are the things you get for the sub. Just keep in mind, like this is the reality. Like donations are way more helpful to me than subs,
Yeah.
and like tier 3 subs are way more helpful to me than normal subs. Not that I don't value you as a sub, but just so you know, like more of your money goes to me this way. And
Yeah.
it's like,
And it
and
sucks
hey,
having to
I don't really
explain
like
that.
any of this. It's like, hey, and I don't like this, but like if you guys, you know, want more of your money to go to me, then here's this Patreon I have for my like, you know, more and more creators on Twitch especially have individual patrons just for them
Yeah.
where they do stuff like yeah, we Dream Team here, we got the GZ Easy podcast, we got the Patreon here, and it goes to all three of us, which is dope. But if we weren't like if we were all individually successful and didn't have the podcast, like at this point, yeah, like Rob probably started Patreon. Fruit would probably start a Patreon at that point. Like,
Yeah. I mean, shit, I've thought about it every now and
yeah,
then, but like, thank God, like I said, the podcast is literally like, thank you guys all for listening, for watching, and that's why like I want the Patreon to be a better and bigger place, so you guys feel like you want to support and like genuinely feel like you're getting your money's worth, because you guys are single-handedly keeping the dream team, definitely myself and Blue, able to do content creation. You know, without this, I don't know what I would be doing. So it is very awesome that you guys who listen to
you
us
guys the
and
goats.
yeah, like I'm really lucky. You know, I say it every time when somebody asks like what I do and all those sorts of things. That I'm genuinely one of the luckiest people in the world because I don't know what else I would be doing with my time if I wasn't doing this. Which is why I want to try and make the podcast a better place and try and upload clips and have it look a little bit better with cuts and stuff like that. Because you guys genuinely are the best community in the world with the way you guys support us. Over God, 9 years almost of doing this. I'm just very I think like March is 9 years to the day we did our first Dream Team
We've been
video.
doing a while. Been
Something
doing this
like
for a
that.
while.
And you know, a lot of you guys were in middle school. Some of you guys might have been in elementary school, and some of you guys were in college. And now those people in college have families. Now those people in middle school are now in college and graduating. Those people in elementary school are finally getting into college. You know, I feel very lucky. You know, people give me a lot of shit for being old on the internet and shit like that. But I'm very lucky that I've seen my community grow up and grow into people and, you know, grow into successful people and, you know, enjoy what they do. And for some reason that they still want to come and watch me. Like that is where, you know, a lot of things come up in people's lives, and the fact that people 9 years later still enjoy the content that we make and still want to support us, it just means the absolute world. And like I'm very thankful for that. So again, thank you for not making, you know, my whole content creation doom and gloom, because you guys again are the best community out there. So thank you for that. Is there anything else, Blue, we wanted to touch on before we go on to our Q&A section?
I think that's about it for the week, boss man. I don't really have any other news stories coming up. At least not brain wise.
Okay, we got a question here from Absolutely. Says, what is the one thing that you can't help but cringe at every time it happens? Somebody bombing on stage like a comedian or something like that. Somebody just
That is
like
pretty
on
rough.
stage like trying to be funny or like trying to like do like a skit or improv and it's just not hitting, bro. Like the secondhand embarrassment I get from that is just so insane. Or
Every
whenever I'm with my dad
time.
in a drive-through, because whenever my dad will pull up to the drive-through, okay, not even a second being in front of the drive-through, he'll go, "Hello." Like, Jesus Christ, like, shut the
Oh
hell
my
up.
god, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
shut the
pretty
hell up.
embarrassing.
Yeah, it's the worst.
I think for me, the thing that makes me cringe every time is like very public displays of affection.
Yes. I'm with you
Like
there.
normally, like normal displays of affection, like nobody cares. Like like you're hugging someone in
I'm
public,
with
like
you.
you're at a show and it's like like something romantic song. You guys start like like slow dancing together. So dope, love that. Like a little peck, little kiss in public, great. When
Handhold.
you guys
Yeah.
when you guys are like fucking like basically cuddling in public,
Yeah.
it's like, come on, man.
Get a
Like, go
room.
away.
Or
Like,
like,
get the fuck out of here. Go do that shit somewhere else. I'm in line to get my coffee, bro.
yeah.
Like, get that shit out of here. Or like
Yeah.
holding hands and staring into each other's eyes longingly while we're sitting and eating food. It's like, all right, unless we're at a fucking like wicked ass like candle lit Italian restaurant, I better not be seeing that shit.
Yeah. And like you got to be in Italy. Like,
And you better be in Italy, bro. Like,
unknown source says, have you guys heard of Caillou Naruto cards? They are a Chinese brand of collectible cards for Naruto, and the designs are bangers. On top of that, the whole Chinese collectible card market is crazy with any IP/anime you could think of, from Demon Slayer to Harry Potter to cards that reflect Dork Shadow's alt Twitter timeline.
oh,
No, I've never heard of the Chinese card
I've
market
never heard about
actually.
that. Yeah, I didn't know Chinese card market was like that.
Well, if I see something though, and whenever I see something cool card related, I always message it to Dado. So hopefully we'll get some Chinese cards then. I'll look at some of them then.
Damn, I have to look that up. Yeah, I did not know about that.
Mark Risset says, "Are there other YouTubers who are not the Dream Team extended or otherwise that you enjoy watching their content?" Yeah. I mean, as I've been getting into League of Legends, I've been watching a lot of Cadril. I think that's how you say his name. And like Tyler One. I've been watching a lot of Tyler One because I'm into League right now. And like Pat McAfee show, obviously. I've been with the Pat McAfee show since like they started.
All right,
Well,
guys,
yeah,
you want to know something funny before I
yeah,
give
yeah,
you my
yeah,
answer?
yeah,
Every
yeah.
time I log into the GG over easy account and I look at the recommended,
Is it
it's
always like?
literally it's literally always Pat McAfee show shit
Well,
because
there
like
was one
Rob forgot
time.
to log out or
Yeah,
something.
that's what it is. Like I forgot to like switch accounts or something like that. So I just started watching Pat McAfee show, and then one day I was like, "Oh my god, I'm in the GG over easy thing." So yeah, that's all that is in the recommended for the GG over easy is
Yeah,
just
so
fucking
whenever
Pat
I log
McAfee
into the
clips.
GG Easy account, it's just Pat McAfee shit, like sports shit. I'm
Yeah,
like, yep, that was Rob.
a lot of sports
That was
content
absolutely Rob.
is what I
Yep.
watch.
YouTubers, I'm not like big on the YouTube grind. Yeah, usually when I go to YouTube, I'll watch like franchise shit, like like as far as YouTube go, it's mostly like Twitch. I'll just like lurk Twitch chats. Um, I don't know. Watching YouTube as leisure game right now.
Yeah,
I will watch. I think the one I probably watch the most when I'm like eating food or some shit is generally like the Japan. It's this one dude. It's like Sea Dog's friend. Ah, fuck. He's this British dude.
I don't know.
Ah, dude, I can remember this.
Okay,
Uh, nope,
keep
can't
think.
remember it. Abroad in Japan. Yep, that's generally my go-to, or like some science video, when I go eat food. So yeah.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of World War II stuff lately too.
Yeah.
Lumberlord. Which is better, toaster strudels or Pop Tarts? I'm a Pop
Oh,
Tart guy. I'm not a big like flaky guy. Like I don't like croissants. I don't like flaky stuff.
I, f- I feel Pop Tarts are like always hit, like
Yeah.
every single time. Wild good ass Wildberry Pop Tart hit,
Mm-hmm.
never fails.
It's the best one.
I feel like with toaster strudels, well, one putting the cum icing is pretty sick, but like I don't know, like I have to warm it up, and yeah, toaster strudels when they hit are pretty good, But I think the main reason I love Pop-Tarts is because they're so easy and fast and like right out the gate, I'm gonna get something that I want. And like with toaster strudels, I don't know. I feel like they're really easy to make, but like they're not even good enough for me to like go through the effort of making them. Of like when I sit there and wait for something in the toaster, like that shit better slap when it comes out. And I feel like toaster strudels, it never just hits correctly. You know what I mean? So
Okay. So I'm gonna go on a little tangent, Blue.
here we go.
So somebody said the Vegas loop is operating at full capacity today. So many cars. Did you see my quote retweet to that? So
No,
do
let
you
me
know what
see
the car
this.
loop is? It's Elon's stupid thing in Vegas where the
The
Teslas go.
stupidest thing. The
Yeah, so
stupidest thing.
so like I literally was like, I remember using this at TwitchCon, and the dude driving asked any questions, and I was like, yeah, I asked why not a train, and then like he sat there in silence, and then the other guys in the back started asking questions. And then like I had these Elon like apologists come into my fucking thing for the first time ever. I think I actually got the most brain rot response I think I've ever seen to this. So, oh my god. My tweet is, I remember using this at TwitchCon. Drew driving asked any questions. I asked why not a train. He sat there in silence. The response I got from somebody says, "Cause you won't have your car on the other side?" Question mark. Does this dude
Huh?
understand how trains work?
What?
The train takes me to a place. I go to place. Then I get back into train and get my car that's on the other side of said train, or walk to whatever, you know. There doesn't have to be a car involved in this, you know, exchange. This is where, you know, fucking cars have inserted themselves into our everyday lives. The most brain rot response I think I've ever seen to a tweet. I bet I cannot believe that. Sorry. Next question here from Sideways Leo says, prefer strain on flower for everyday use. I'm gonna be honest, bro. I just smoke weed. If it's indica, hybrid, sativa, it's all the
Run
same to
that
me. I
back.
don't.
I was still thinking about the hyperloop. I was like, is there a really
Hey,
good reason for this? And every time I think about it, I'm like, well, no, there's not. It's literally
yeah,
just a Tesla. It's literally just a Tesla lane.
circle jerk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
But yeah, what's the question?
prefer strain on flower for everyday use.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Chief. I have pretty much graduated to. I mean, I don't. Right. I mean, I
I
haven't
thought
in
you were
a
gonna say
while.
crack.
Yeah, I've graduated to crack, heroin. I love that crocodile, baby. Uh, no, I whenever I do smoke weed now, which is very rare because I don't really like smoking weed on my antidepressants. It's generally like through a dab pen or something, or what's it called?
We'll let you know, Blue. Those DAF pens still have like a sativa hybrid or indica type of like thing
Yeah,
attached.
but like, no, I don't do flower. Like, is the thing
Yeah,
is the main thing. I haven't done flower in a long time. Um, if I do go for any, honestly, I don't really give a shit. Like, if I'm gonna
yeah,
get high, I'm gonna get high.
exactly. I'm with you.
God, what's it called? My
The
brain is mush.
the the
It's not
easy way
even
to think
dab.
about
It's
it,
like above that.
the way to think about it is sativa is like the hyper one. Indica, like couch, that means you're gonna be like lazy and like feel good.
Yeah, I don't really give a shit.
And then hybrid is like both.
Yeah, I'll smoke whatever.
Yeah, I'm
I'll
with
smoke
you.
whatever the fuck I have. I don't do flower anymore though, so I guess that's where I got locked up on. I don't do flower.
Hyper lethal says thoughts on the Halo 2 season 2. It seems like it's the season to focus
Dumb.
on the fight for reach. You know, the trailer looked cool. Have you seen the trailer?
Yeah, it looked all right. It
The
definitely looked
tr-
better than the season 1 trailer.
the trailer looks cool, okay? Like, and it looks like it does everything right. But why the fuck does Master Chief have his helmet off? I thought Master Chief was gonna be like a quiet asshole after the end of season 1, and we were gonna get like what we normally see with Master Chief. I thought it was like, you know, a lore thing, but no, it seems like this asshole still takes off his fucking helmet. Like, can we? I don't get it. Like, that part just pisses me off.
Yeah, I thought after seeing the end of the of Halo, I that we would like I thought it was a slow build up to like getting Master Chief, and I was like, all right, this could be good. And then I saw the trailer, and it's like, damn, I thought we were gonna get cold Master Chief.
Yeah.
Are there gonna
Like
be
the
like no repercussions for like what he
yeah.
went through at the end of season one?
Well, I thought
And it
the
just kind of seems like nah.
yeah, I thought like the ending, well, obviously season 1 was season 1 and it was ass, but like the ending to season 1 was like kind of like, "Oh, like is this
Oh, we're getting somewhere. All
yeah,
right.
like okay, Master Chief is finally becoming Master Chief." Like don't get me wrong, I think the story of Reach and all that looks really cool and all that. I just hate the fucking protagonist, man, and it's hard to like a show that the protagonist, the dude you're supposed to think is badass and cool is anything but.
And don't get me wrong, Pablo Schreiber doing his best, right? But like, uh, they're not giving him a whole lot to go. Like
Yeah.
they're not giving him much to go off of. Regardless, they're like, so what's my role? You're a big hulking beast of a man. And he's also a great soldier. Okay, like any other beats, nah. And I don't know, man. Like you could easily do the Keanu Reeves type stoic dude in these, but like he's not written that way. Like his writing
Yeah.
is all over the place. It's weird. It's bizarre as hell. I hope they like it goes somewhere. Hopefully, like some of the trailer was bait. But yeah, I'm a little worried because like, why is this dude still taking his mask off to this degree
Yeah.
when
Like knock it off.
like if he's like if they add I don't know some chief characteristics to it to the
Yeah.
way he's written in the series, I think they could do something pretty wicked. And obviously, it's just a trailer, so like I can't really like give the full critique of it quite yet. But yeah, I'm definitely a little worried,
Yeah.
and
I'm with you. But
hopefully
like
it works. But like, I feel like how do I describe this? I like seeing directors' interpretations of characters to a degree, right? Like I
yeah.
like seeing that there is a point where it gets way over the top and
Yeah.
you're just not
Just don't retcon the
writing
character.
there's a point where you're not writing the series, you're writing a totally different story and it just happens to be connected to the like it just happens to have the name of it on it. And at that point it's
Mm-hmm.
like okay, like you're being disrespectful as fuck, like
Yeah.
The Witcher, right?
Agreed. Yeah.
At this point, you're not writing The Witcher, you're writing like your weird ass fanfic and it just happens to
In the
be The
same
Witcher
universe.
branded.
Yeah.
And like it's same with Halo. Like at this point, you're just writing like a random sci-fi
Yeah.
show, and it happens to be branded as Halo because you got the rights to it. Like it like where changes to the series make sense and like really expand on the characters in a way that is dope. Like The Last of Us, right? Like
Yeah.
I don't
Last
think
of
The
Us did a
Last of
great
Us
job.
was like there's a lot of stuff in the games I thought was better, but there's also just as much stuff that I thought was way better than the games in the show because
For sure.
they really expanded on what the characters were.
Like Nick Offerman's character. Like that's totally
Yeah,
like not even in the game or anything like that. And it was
way
great.
better than the game.
Yeah.
And it was dope. The characters they did a great job of like bringing the characters to life. Like Pedro Pascal's Joel peak, and so it's like and it was so massively fucking successful. It's like we're not in an age where you just like you have to be embarrassed that what you're making is based on a video game because so often we see video game things be so successful because
Yeah.
you are making something that loves the source material. You had Cyberpunk Edge Runners, right?
Yep.
Absolutely fucking goated. You had like the Mario movie, you had Sonic the Hedgehog movies have been popping off. Obviously, The Last of Us,
Yep.
absolutely gas. Like we're long past the age of like, oh, it's a video game movie. We got to change everything. It's like no, like most of these video game writers write you dudes into the ground, and they don't even have to try. Like
Yeah.
have some respect for the people who write these games. Just because they're games doesn't reduce the fact that these people put hard work, time, and effort into writing these amazing characters and doing it in like a really cool format that you don't get to do in TV or movies. So I don't know. I just think like when you like totally disregard the shit, it's like super disrespectful to the people who put so much time and effort into, making these things so successful.
Yeah.
Like there's a reason, like you're not gonna suddenly like make Master Cheeks more popular than Master Chief unless you put a lot of love into the character. And
For
even
sure.
then, to completely disregard who Master Chief is, like you're like no one, you don't have the fans on your side, and two, all the normies are going to be like, oh yeah, it's Mash. This is Paulo Schreiber,
Yeah.
like cool man.
I just keep
Uh,
wondering like who it's made for. Is it made for people that
who
don't
is
know
it
what
made
Halo
for?
is, or is it made for Halo fans? Like I just
Exactly.
which do you want it to be?
Why not
Oh
both?
god.
You could do
Yeah.
both.
Well, yeah, exactly. Jimmy says, how's D&D going so far? D&D is incredible. It's one of the most fun streams I've had. Big shouts out to Dado, Ruben, Joey, Robert, and Ruben. I think I said Ruben twice. For really like putting it all out there and really deciding to have fun with it. I hope they're having just as much fun as I'm having with it. If you have not watched any of it, I know all of it is either on Robert's channel or Joey's channel. I tried to keep uploading with it, but it just got to the point where it was like, just go watch Joey. But it's a ton of fun. I love it. It's so much fun. Karaxi says, who wins? Guts versus Tanjiro.
Oh, dude, Guts fucking shreds Tanjiro. Not even close.
Who's Guts?
Dude, Guts is ripping that dumb twink in half and then being like, "Oh, what a shame."
Oh, he's Guts. This guy. I see this
Berserk.
guy. Yeah, I see this guy in manga panels. He's like a really cool manga panel.
No, he annihilates. Tanjiro's not even like on the radar.
Yeah, this guy's a Chad. Yeah, Berserk. I don't know, dude. With Tanjiro, maybe find a way. He always seems to kind of find a way. But
Tanjiro do is like, ooh, fire breathing, dick fart technique, and Guts would like grab his katana, break it in half, and then kick his fucking cavity, his fucking chest cavity in with a kick, and then it'd be done right there, like it's over.
okay. Stredrin says, what's up, boys? Been a minute. Moved out a couple times in the last year, but now have the financials to subscribe again. If you would make your
Oh.
own video game, what kind of game would it be? I don't know, some sort of gotcha game that has no sort of depth at all, but for some reason people like big anime chicks, so I draw big anime chicks that have powers and people buy it.
It'd be very much like I'm for me, I'm still kind of waiting for like that great action MMO because I love 14 um and the tab targeting. I didn't love it first, but like I've learned to like really appreciate it for what it is. I'm still like my perfect game would be the game that like is still like really focuses on like having these really you know not necessarily dynamic, but kind of like rigid and long
Mm-hmm.
rotations, and like mastering your job to a degree while still being like, like a true third person, like New World, Blue Protocol, even in the same vein as like, the style of like gameplay is like Legend of Zelda or Elden Ring, while still being like an MMO game where you go fight bosses and the game expects the team aspect to be on point and like you have these big massive battles. I'm still waiting for the MMO that does that, and that would be the game that I would want to make. I would want to make like an Elden Ring type game, a Zelda type game in an MMO format where you go fight these big ass bosses with your homies, and the difficulty of the fights shifts from learn the patterns from a single person perspective to like learn the intricacies of this boss with like the 8 or like 12 or whatever players you bring in, and like learn these fights because like you guys have to work together to solve the puzzle type thing, you know what I mean? So whenever we get that type of game, it's the game I would want to make.
Um, Slippy Fist says, imagine you're an action figure. What comes in the box with you? That's a good question. I like to imagine my action figure can be moved to where it looks like I'm throwing something on the ground. So give me like a PS5 controller or something like that.
Dude, my action figure would probably be coming with dude, probably like a fucking some type of blade, some gun blade or a katana.
Mies says, "Hey y'all, how's your 2024 been treating you so far?"
No
Also,
glasses. It would come with glasses in hand. There you go. Okay, sorry. Go on.
also, Blue, did you see the Smash tourney? Luminosity makes big moves. Did you think that Steve Band made it more fun? The MK Leo versus Spargo set was so damn good.
I mean, it was obviously more fun. You saw all the players having way more fun. You saw everyone like enjoying, like,
But wouldn't
you
that like
know,
suck for the Steve player?
yeah,
Like,
get fucked.
okay,
It just sucks to suck. No, everyone was obviously having more fun. You could see in the players' faces like they were enjoying Smash. Like everyone was happy to be there. Like people gave a shit. It's so demoralizing when you see all the pros just like have the life sucked out of them when they play like a Steve player. And it's
yeah,
not even to the point where like Steve is like so massively overpowered that like he can't be beat. It's more so that like the players just give up because they're like, "Ah, this is so I don't want to fucking play this
yeah. Like
type."
the playstyle you have to play in order to beat Steve is just not fun.
It's no longer fun for the pros. And when you have pros who are like, the pinnacle of I'm gonna play to win, like I'm not playing this character because I love it. I'm playing this character because I thought it could go far and I love it because of that. Even those people who are pushing the competitive aspect to that level are even like, I don't want to fuck it. Like I can't fucking play Steve. Like I give up. Like I'm done. So no, I think it was great. I think a character like Steve is inherently like super unhealthy to the meta. You have so many games and like community based formats, not just in Smash, making a healthy competitive environment that people want to play
Yeah,
and also that people want to watch. And like Steve is just like inherently not fun to watch, not fun to play against. And
yeah,
he's also arguably the best character in the game by a pretty wide margin. So, at this point, like nobody else but the community is making Smash tick the way it does. So, I mean, I'm mostly for like a Steve ban and more tournaments because like one, people are gonna actually go back to these fucking tournaments and enjoy them, and two, as a viewer, holy shit, watching MKLeo versus Spargo was so hype, and like I don't have the internal dread of having to watch a Steve set.
yeah.
Of like watching the life be sucked out of a player and me realizing like I don't even want to watch. Like I'll come back in like an hour and
Mm-hmm.
see who won. So yeah, it was
Uh,
dope. Ban Steve, fuck that dude.
question here is from Crystal. Says, would you rather wake up every day with the worst leg cramp ever, or every time you get up in the morning you smack your pinky toe on the corner of your bed?
Leg cramp.
Bro, no way. One. I'm not kidding you. One of the worst pains I've ever been in was I was in a soccer game, and man, dude, let me tell you though, it was my last playoff game in my senior year. I played a perfect ball down the line, bro. Perfect ball down to Austin Melendi, who just fucked it and didn't score, and we fucking lost the game. But don't worry about that. But I played this perfect ball, plant my foot, bro, and my calf. I'm not kidding you, bro. Like, you know how your calf has a little bit of bend in it. You know, there's a little. My shit just went straight like boom, bro. It's the worst pain I've ever been in by far, and it's
Okay, but is
not
that
even.
leg cramp?
I mean, yeah, like it's the same
Not
thing.
really.
Calf cramp, leg cramp, even hamstring cramp. That's the same thing.
It
So
sounds like
we're
you injured your calf.
no, I got a cramp because like I was fine like after like 2 hours, but like I'm telling you that 5 minutes was the worst 5 minutes I've ever been in. It hurt so bad. I will never wish that upon anybody. Whenever anybody asks me the worst pain I've been in, it's me getting tased is one, and then two is that leg cramp.
I've definitely had some like really bad leg cramp pains, but like as I've gotten older, I've kind of learned like how to mitigate it, like how to
Oh,
move around, how to like stretch in the right way to like mitigate the cramp pain. So even if yeah, I'm down, but like it's not like unimaginable pain. It's like, damn, this sucks. Whereas like with a pinky toe, like if I smack my fucking pinky into a wall the wrong way, I am like for the rest of the day, I'm nursing that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And
I respect that.
fuck that. Like, nah, dude. Like, I literally some of the top 5 pains I've ever had in my life is when I've smacked my pinky into like a door or something. Like one of the worst pains imaginable, I literally just had a couple of weeks ago when I
Oh,
smashed my pinky into like my door frame, and
it does hurt.
now my pinky turned black and all that shit.
But I'm telling
And
you,
I
like,
was
I feel like that only lasts for like 2 to 3 minutes. You know, leg cramp is like way
that 2 to
longer.
3 minutes way worse than any cramp I've ever had. Like for me, so
Last comment here from Glitchy just says, when you put me in, Coach Kappa, I really just want to say I love y'all and that you guys are true inspirations. Well, thank you, Glitchy. We
thanks,
appreciate you
Glitchy.
supporting us like that, brother, and
We'll
taking the
get jacked
time.
like you one day, big guy.
But with that being said, thank you guys all for listening to the GG Over Easy podcast. Please make sure you guys go over to the GG Over Easy Patreon, try it out, see if you guys enjoy it. It helps me, Blue, and Mr. Fruit out a ton. Have some changes coming over to the podcast here soon. Things I don't want to touch on yet, but I will say we are nearing closer to Mr. Fruit's return to the podcast. So thank you
No
guys all for
spoilers. No
listening and
spoilers.
hanging out. But we'll see you guys next week. Peace out.